What you reading? Mongoose pocket players. Remember where I left off. Skill point at first level. 6 plus 2 modifier type. Skill points of each additional skill. 6 plus intelligence modifier. Let's see. All of the following are class species of the ranger. Weapon and armor proficiency. A ranger is proficient with all simple and martial weapons and with light armor and shields, except power shield. Favorite enemy. At first level, a ranger may select a type of creature from among those given on the table. Ranger. Favorite enemies. Aberration. Animal. Construct. That would be humanoid. Reptilian. Monstrous humanoid. Dragon. Moose. Elemental. Outsider. Fey. Giant. Humanoid. Aquatic. Elf. Goblinoid. Halfling. Undead. Plant. Water. Outsider. Lawful. Outsider. Native. Outsider. Outsider. Fire. Outsider. Evil. Outsider. Earth. Chaos. Yeah. Outsider. The ranger gains a +2 bonus on buff, listen, sense, motive, spot, and survival checks when using these skills against creatures of this type. Likewise, he gets a +2 bonus on weapon damage rolls against such creatures. At 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter. Let me select type of creature. This dragon. Alright. Ooh. What that dragon's thing. So motive, sense, motive, spot, and survival check using these skills against creatures of this type. Likewise, he gets a +2 bonus on weapon damage rolls against such creatures. At 5th level and every 5 levels thereafter, 10th, 15th, and 20th level, the ranger may select an additional favorite enemy from those given on table 2 to 12 or 212. I'm gonna read this right now. In addition, at each such interval, the bonus against any one favorite enemy. Bonus against any one favorite enemy, including the one just selected, if so desired, increases by 2. If the ranger chooses humanoids or outsiders as a favorite enemy, he must also choose an associated subtype as indicated on the table. If a specific creature falls into more than one category of favorite enemy, the ranger's bonuses do not stack. He simply uses whichever bonus is higher. Track. A ranger gains track as a bonus feat. Wild empathy. A ranger can improve the attitude of an animal. This ability functions just like a diplomacy check to improve the attitude of a person. The ranger rolls 1d20 and adds his ranger level and his charisma bonus to determine the wild empathy check result. The typical domestic animal has a starting attitude of indifferent, while wild animals are usually unfriendly. To use wild empathy, the ranger and the animal must be able to study each other. which means that they must be within 30 feet of one another in normal visibility conditions. Generally, influencing an animal in this way takes 1 minute, but as with influencing people, it might take more or less time. The ranger can also use this ability to influence a magical beast with an intelligence score of 1 or 2, but he takes a +4 penalty on the check. Combat style. At second level, a ranger must select one of two combat styles to pursue: archery or two-weapon combat. I would think the part of the ranger would be archery, but anyway. This choice affects the character's class features, but does not restrict his selection of feats or special abilities in any way. So, Legolas is a ranger. Got it. Feats or special abilities are not restricted, but you get your the skill tree changes. Class features. As you pick one, you can get class features. I like the Skyrim skill tree. If the ranger selects archery, he is treated as having the rapid shot feat, even if he does not have the normal prerequisites for that feat. If the ranger selects two-weapon combat, he is treated as having the two-weapon fighting feat. Alright. Looks like it's working again. It wasn't working for a while. The Ranger here, base attack bonus, first level plus 4. Fortitude save +2, reflex save +2, will save +0. Special first favorite enemy, track, wild empathy. And second, combat style. Third, endurance. Fourth, animal companion. Fifth, second favorite enemy. Like it's dragon and ooze. Monsters, magical beast. And kind of outsider plants. Undead. Construct separation. Animal companion. Second favorite enemy, improved combat style. Uh, that's the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Woodland stride, eighth. Swift tracker, ninth. Evasion, 10th. Third favorite enemy. 11th, combat style mastery. 13th, camouflage. 15th, fourth favorite enemy. 17th, hide in plain sight. And 20th, fifth favorite enemy. Creature falls into one. Ranger gains track as wild empathy. A ranger can improve the attitude of an animal. Use wild empathy. At second level, if he is treated as having the rapid shot feat, he does not have normal prerequisites or the 2-weapon fighting feat. The benefits. The benefits chosen style apply only when he wears light or no armor. He loses all benefits of his combat style when wearing medium or heavy armor. Endurance. A ranger gains endurance as a bonus feat at third level. Animal companion. At fourth level, a ranger gains an animal companion selected from the following list: badger, camel, dire rat, dog, riding dog, eagle, hawk, horse, light or heavy, owl, pony, snake, small or medium, viper, or wolf. If the campaign takes place wholly or partly in an aquatic environment, the following creatures may be added to the ranger's list of options: crocodile, porpoise, medium shark, and squid. This animal is a loyal companion that accompanies the ranger on his adventures as appropriate for its kind. This ability functions like the druid ability of the same name, except that the ranger's effective druid level is 1/2 his ranger level. A ranger may select from the alternative lists of animal companions, just as a druid can, though, again, this, again, his effective druid level is half his ranger level. Like a druid, a ranger cannot select an alternative animal if the choice would reduce his effective druid level below first. I think I once rolled up a halfling multi-class druid ranger. It's in the program somewhere. It was for 3rd edition. Now, select alternative animal if the choice would reduce his effective druid level below first. Spell. Beginning at 4th level, a ranger gains the ability to cast a small number of divine spells, which are drawn from the ranger's spell list. A ranger must choose and prepare his spells in advance. To prepare or cast a spell, a ranger must have a wisdom score equal to at least 10 plus the spell level. The difficulty class for a saving throw against a ranger's spell is 10 plus the spell level plus the ranger's wisdom modifier. Like other spellcasters, a ranger can cast only a certain number of spells of each spell level per day. His base daily spell allotment is given on the table the ranger. In addition, he receives bonus spells per day if he has a high wisdom score. When table ranger indicates that the ranger gets 0 spells per day of a given spell level, he gains only the bonus spells he would be entitled to based on his wisdom score for that spell level. The ranger does not have access to any domain spells or granted powers as a cleric does. A ranger prepares and casts spells the way a cleric does, though he cannot lose a prepared to cast a cure spell in its place. A ranger may prepare and cast any spell on the ranger spell list, provided that he can cast spells at that level, but he must choose which spells to prepare during his daily meditation. Through 3rd level, a ranger has no caster level. At 4th level and higher, his caster level is 1/2 his ranger level. Improved combat style. At 6th level, a ranger's aptitude in his chosen combat style, archery or 2-weapon combat, improves. If he selected archery at 2nd level, he is treated as having the many-shot feat, even if he does not have the normal prerequisites for that feat. Okay, so he gets improved combat style. I guess it's a feat. If the ranger selects 2-weapon combat, he is treated as having the improved 2-weapon fighting feat, even if he does not have the normal prerequisites for that feat. As before, the benefits of the ranger's chosen style apply only when he wears light or no armor. He loses all benefits of his combat style when wearing medium or heavy armor. I'm sorry, but I just can't help but think of Aragorn once he goes to Minas Tirith and he's wearing armor. woodland struggle. Starting at 7th level, a ranger may move through any sort of undergrowth, such as natural thorns, briars, overgrown areas, and similar terrain, at his normal speed and without taking damage or suffering any other impairment. However, thorns, briars, and overgrown areas that are enchanted or magically manipulated to impede motion still affect him. So that's also like a druid ability. Swift tracker. Beginning at 8th level, a ranger can move at his normal speed while following tracks without taking the normal -5 penalty. He takes only a -10 penalty instead of the normal -20 when moving at up to twice normal speed while tracking. On 8th level, he can be a swift tracker. Evasion. At 9th level, a ranger can avoid even magical and unusual attacks with great agility. If he makes a successful reflex saving throw against an attack that normally deals half damage on a successful save, he instead takes no damage. So he makes a successful reflex saving throw against an attack that normally deals half damage. He instead takes no damage. Evasion can be used only if Evasion can be used only if the ranger is wearing light armor or no armor. A helpless ranger does not gain the benefit of evasion. Combat style mastery. At 11th level, a ranger's aptitude in his chosen combat style, archery or two-weapon combat, improves again. If he selected archery at 2nd level, he is treated as having the improved precise shot feat, even if he does not have the normal prerequisites for the feat. If the ranger selected two-weapon combat at 2nd level, he is treated as having the greater two-weapon fighting feat, even if he does not have the normal prerequisites for that feat. As before, the benefits of the ranger's chosen style apply only. The benefits of the ranger's chosen style apply only when he wears light or no armor. He loses all benefits of his combat style when wearing medium or heavy armor. Camouflage. A ranger of 13th level or higher can use the hide skill in any sort of natural terrain, even if the terrain doesn't grant cover or concealment. He can hide because he's camouflaged. Hide in plain sight. While in any sort of natural terrain, a ranger of the 17th level or higher can use the hide skill even while being observed. Rogue. That is the end of the ranger category. We now move on to a rogue. Rogues are the masters of subterfuge and subtlety, whether it is through stealth and surprise or a dagger in the dark. A rogue can find ways to deal with obstacles that do not center around direct combat. While a rogue can hold his own in a fight, he can be quickly outmatched if he does not play to his strengths and strike while his enemies are unprepared. The class is better suited at dealing with traps, mechanical locks, and the travails of adventuring that do not involve massive slavering monsters. It says that do not involve massive slavering monsters. A bit of a editing error right here. Page 61. Page bookmark. Page 61. Alignment any. Hit die d6. Class skills. The rogue's class skills and the key ability for each skill are appraise, intelligence, balance, dexterity, bluff, charisma, climb, craft, intelligence, decipher script, intelligence, diplomacy, charisma, disable device, intelligence, disguise, charisma, escape artist, dexterity, forgery, intelligence, gather information, charisma, hide, dexterity, intimidate, charisma, jump, strength, knowledge, local, intelligence, listen, wisdom, move silently, dexterity, open lock, dexterity, perform, charisma, profession, search, intelligence, sense, motive, wisdom, sleight of hand, dexterity, spot, wisdom, swim, strength, tumble, dexterity, use magic device, and use rope. Alright. Yeah, certainly survival checks for using rope should be just dexterity checks. Use rope as a class skill of the rogue, and Bard has some of those, don't they? Bard knowledge. Bardic proficient. Simple weapons, longsword, rapier, staff, short sword, sword, bow, and whip. Light armor and shields. Bard knowledge. Bard. Ability for each skill. Appraise, balance, bluff, climb, concentration, craft, decipher, script, diplomacy, disguise, escape artist. Gather information, hide, jump, knowledge, listen, move, silently perform, profession, sense motive, sleight of hand, speak language, spellcraft, swim, tumble, and use magic device. This one has use magic device and use rope. Disguise, escape artist, forgery, gather information, hide, intimidate, jump, knowledge, listen, move silently, open lock, perform, profession, search, sense, motive, sleight of hand, spot, swim, tumble, use magic device, and use rope. Skill points at first level, 8 plus intelligence modifier times 4. Skill points at each additional level, 8 plus intelligence modifier. Class features. All of the following are class features of the rogue. Weapon and armor proficiency. Rogues are proficient with all simple weapons, plus the hand, crossbow, rapier, short bow, and short sword. Rogues are proficient with light armor, but not with shields. Sneak attack. If a rogue can catch an opponent when he is unable to defend himself effectively from her attack, she can strike a vital spot for extra damage. The rogue's attack deals extra damage anytime her target would be denied a dexterity bonus to AC, whether the target actually has a dexterity bonus or not, or when the rogue flanks her target. This extra damage is 1d6 at first level, and it increases by 1d6 every 2 rogue levels thereafter. Should the rogue score a critical hit with a sneak attack, this extra damage is not multiplied. Ranged attacks can count as sneak attacks only if the target is within 30 feet. I don't know. Seems like it would be sneak attack to shoot somebody far away too. With a sap, blackjack, or an unarmed strike, a rogue can make a sneak attack that deals non-lethal damage instead of lethal damage. She cannot use a weapon that deals lethal damage to deal non-lethal damage in a sneak attack. not even with the usual -4 penalty. A rogue can sneak attack only living creatures with discernible anatomies. Undead, constructs, oozes, plants, and incorporeal creatures lack vital areas to attack. Any creature that is immune to critical hits is not vulnerable to sneak attacks. The rogue must be able to see the target well enough to pick out a vital spot and must be able to reach such a spot. A rogue cannot sneak attack while striking a creature with concealment or striking the limbs of a creature whose vitals are beyond reach. So, giant dragons are out of the question. Trap finding. Rogues and only rogues can use the search skill to locate traps when the task has a difficulty class higher than 20. Rogues and only rogues can use the disable device skill to disarm magic traps. A magic trap generally has a DC of 25 plus the level of the spell used to create it. Finding a non-magical trap has a DC of at least 20 or higher if it is well hidden. Finding a magic trap has a DC of 25 plus the level of the spell used to create it. A rogue who beats a trap's DC by 10 or more with a disable device check can study a trap, figure out how it works, and bypass it with her party without disarming it. So I can imagine writing a campaign up where we just deal with that. Design the encounter and all the things that happen, all the traps around different kinds of characters. Come up with all kind of different possibilities, and then post it as a sort of like click here for this choice. It takes you to a different post. And, choose your own adventure book kind of thing. I'm sure that this is the game version right now. I like the way Zork is. So I have to write more Zork type text benders. It should have been called Dungeon, but no, D&D had to be dicks about it. Dungeon. That's a good game, Zork. Evasion. Second level and higher, a rogue can avoid even magical and unusual attacks with great agility. If she makes a successful reflex saving throw against an attack that normally deals half damage on successful save, she instead takes no damage. Evasion can be used only if the rogue is wearing light armor or no armor. A helpless rogue does not gain the benefit of evasion. The rogue base attack bonus for first level, specialist sneak attack plus 1d6 trap finding. Second, base attack bonus plus 1, fort save plus 0, 0, reflex save plus 3, will save plus 0. Special evasion. Third, sneak attack plus 2d6 trap sense plus 1. You gotta make a little cardboard thing where you can slip paper in with different numbers on it. It shows you. Turning wheels. These all kind of pop up bugs so they can get it. Figure that out. So third, sneak attack plus 2d6 trap sense plus 1 fourth, uncanny dodge. Fifth, sneak attack plus 3d6. Sixth, trap sense plus 2. Seventh, sneak attack plus 4d6. Eighth, improved uncanny dodge. Ninth, sneak attack plus 5d6. Trap sense plus 3. 10th, special ability. 11th, sneak attack plus 66. 12th, trap sense plus 4. 13th, sneak attack plus 76. Special ability. 14th, 15th, sneak attack. So 14th, base attack bonus is plus 10 / plus 5. Fort save plus 4. Reflex save plus 9. Will save plus 4. 15th, plus 11, plus 6, plus 1, plus 5, plus 9, plus 5. Sneak attack, plus 8d6. Trap sense, plus 5. 16th, special ability. 17th, sneak attack, plus 9d6. 18th, trap sense, plus 6. 19th, sneak attack, plus 10d6. Special ability. And 20th level, base attack bonus, plus 15, plus 10, plus 5. Fort save, plus 6. Ref save, plus 12. Will save, plus 6. No damage. Trap sense. At 3rd level, a rogue gains an intuitive sense that alerts her to danger from traps, giving her a +1 bonus on reflex saves made to avoid traps and +1 dodge bonus to AC. So, against attacks made by traps. These bonuses rise to +2 when the rogue reaches 6th level, to +3 when she reaches 9th level, to +4 when she reaches 12th, to +5 at 15th, and to +6 at 18th level. Trap sense bonuses gained from multiple classes stack. Uncanny dodge. Starting at 4th level, a rogue can react to danger before her senses would normally allow her to do so. She retains her dexterity bonus to AC, if any, even if she is caught flat-footed or struck by an invisible attacker. So she retains dexterity bonus to AC, even if she's caught flat-footed or struck by an invisible attacker. If she has uncanny dodge starting at 4th level, she can react to danger before her senses will allow her to do so. Cool. However, she still loses her dexterity bonus to AC if immobilized. If a rogue already has uncanny dodge from a different class, which one? She automatically gains improved uncanny dodge. She will have instead. Improved uncanny dodge. A rogue of 8th level or higher can no longer be flanked. This defense denies another rogue the ability to sneak attack the character by flanking her, unless the attacker has at least 4 more rogue levels than has the target. If the character already has uncanny dodge, from a second class, the character automatically gains improved uncanny dodge instead, and the levels from the classes that grant uncanny dodge stack to determine the minimum rogue level required to flank the character. Special abilities. On attaining 10th level, and at every 3 levels thereafter, 13th, 16th, and 19th, a rogue gains a special ability of her choice from among the following options. Crippling Strike, Defensive Roll, Improved Evasion, Opportunist, Slippery Mind, Feat. Crippling Strike. A rogue with this ability can sneak attack opponents with such precision that her blows weaken and hamper them. An opponent damaged by one of her sneak attacks also takes 2 points of strength damage. Ability points lost to damage return on their own at the rate of 1 point per day for each damaged ability. Defensive roll. The rogue can roll with a potentially lethal blow to take less damage from it than she otherwise would. Once per day, when she would be reduced to 0 or fewer hit points by damage in combat from a weapon or other blow, not a spell or a special ability. The rogue can attempt to roll with the damage. To use this ability, the rogue must attempt a reflex saving throw. DC equals damage dealt. If the save succeeds, she takes only half damage from the blow. If it fails, she takes full damage. She must be aware of the attack and able to react to it in order to execute her defensive roll. If she is denied her dexterity bonus to AC, she can't use this ability. Since this effect would not normally allow a character to make a reflex save for half damage, the rogue's evasion ability does not apply to the defensive roll. Improved evasion. This ability works like evasion, Except that while the rogue still takes no damage on a successful reflex saving throw against attacks, henceforth takes only half damage on a failed save. henceforth. A helpless rogue does not gain the benefit of improved evasion. Opportunist. Once per round, the rogue can make an attack of opportunity against an opponent who has just been struck for damage in melee by another character. This attack counts as the rogue's attack of opportunity for that round. Even a rogue with the combat reflexes feat can't use the opportunist ability more than once per round. Attack of opportunity. Rogue can't use that. More than once. Okay. Per round. Skill mastery. The rogue becomes so certain in the use of certain skills that she can use them reliably even under adverse conditions. Upon gaining this ability, she selects a number of skills equal to 3 plus her intelligence modifier. When making a skill check with one of these skills, she may take 10, even if stress and distractions would normally prevent her from doing so. A rogue may gain this special ability multiple times, selecting additional skills for it to apply to each time. Slippery Mind. X. This ability represents the rogue's ability to wriggle free from magical effects that would otherwise control or compel her. If a rogue with Slippery Mind is affected by an enchantment spell or effect and fails her saving throw, she can attempt it again one round later at the same DC. She gets only this one extra chance to succeed on her saving throw. A rogue may gain a bonus feat in place of a special ability. That is the end of the rogue section. Page 63. Stopped being about rogues. And moves on to page 64, Sorcerer. Spellcasters who wield the powers of magic through innate ability rather than by long, arduous study. Sorcerers can call upon their spells more often than wizards, but have a severely limited selection to choose from. Sorcerers usually have an exotic background that explains their talents, ranging from the blood of dragons in their veins to close contact with a powerful artifact when they were very young. Few characters can expend the sheer volume of magical power that a sorcerer can command. I can think of Madam Mim as a sorcerer, but both of them are the druids. Class skills. Okay, so alignment any, hit die d4. Class skills. The sorcerer's class skills and the key ability for each skill are bluff, concentration, constitution, craft, knowledge, arcana, intelligence, profession, and spellcraft. That's why I'll write up a bunch of characters based on class skills. A sorcerer does this, a rogue does that. Write up a bunch of characters. I really want to. Tell us the NPCs are optional player characters. Skill points at first level. 2 plus intelligence modifier times 4. Skill points at each additional level. 2 plus intelligence modifier. Class features. All of the following are class features of the sorcerer. Base attack bonus, will save, and special summon familiar. First base attack bonus. Their special is just summon familiar, and it's blank all the way again. Weapon and armor proficiency. Sorcerers are proficient with all simple weapons. They are not proficient with any type of armor or shield. Armor of any type interferes with a sorcerer's gestures, which can cause his spells with somatic components to fail. Spells. A sorcerer casts arcane spells, which are drawn primarily from the sorcerer wizard spell list. He can cast any spell he knows without preparing it ahead of time, the way a wizard or cleric must. To learn or cast a spell, a sorcerer must have a charisma score equal to at least 10 plus the spell level. The difficulty class for a saving throw against a sorcerer's spell is 10 plus the spell level plus the sorcerer's charisma modifier. Difficult class. Saving throw against sorcerer's spells 10 plus the spell level plus the sorcerer's. Like other spellcasters, a sorcerer can cast only a certain number of spells of each spell level per day. His base daily spell allotment is given on table of the sorcerer. In addition, he receives bonus spells per day if he has a high charisma score. Spells per day. First level 0, 5, first 3. A sorcerer's selection of spells is extremely limited. A sorcerer begins playing knowing 4 0-level spells and 2 first-level spells of your choice. 4. That says 5. And 2 first level, that says 3. At each new sorcerer level, he gains 1 or more spells. It's all 6s at the bottom. At each new sorcerer level, he gains 1 or more new spells, as indicated on table of sorcerer spells. Unlike spells per day, the number of spells a sorcerer knows is not affected by his charisma score. The numbers on the table of sorcerer spells known are fixed. These new spells can be common spells chosen from the sorcerer wizard spell list, or they can be unusual spells that the sorcerer has gained some understanding of by study. The sorcerer can't use this method of spell acquisition to learn spells at a faster rate, however. Upon reaching 4th level, and at every even-numbered sorcerer level after that, 6th, then 8th, then 10th, 12th, 14th, 16th, 18th, so on. A sorcerer can choose to learn a new spell in place of one he already knows. In effect, the sorcerer loses the old spell in exchange for the new one. The new spell's level must be the same as that of the spell being exchanged, and must be at least 2 levels lower than the highest level of the sorcerer spell the sorcerer can cast. A sorcerer may swap only a single spell at a given level and must choose whether or not to swap the spell at the same time that he gains new spells known for the level. Unlike a wizard or cleric, a sorcerer need not prepare his spells in advance. He can cast any spell he knows at any time, assuming he has not yet used up his spells per day for that spell level. He does not have to decide ahead of time which spells he will cast. Familiar. A sorcerer can obtain a familiar. Doing so takes 24 hours and uses up magical materials that cost 100 gold pieces. A familiar is a magical beast that resembles a small animal and is unusually tough and intelligent. The creature serves as a companion and servant. The sorcerer chooses the kind of familiar he gets. As the sorcerer advances in level, his familiar also increases in power. Archimedes. It just seems that way. If the familiar dies or is dismissed by the sorcerer must attempt a DC 15 Fortitude saving throw. Failure means he loses 200 experience points per sorcerer level if the familiar dies. Success reduces the loss to 1/2 that amount. However, a sorcerer's experience point total can never go below 0 as the result of a familiar's demise or dismissal. A slain or dismissed familiar cannot be replaced for a year and a day. A slain familiar can be raised from the dead just as a character can be, and it does not lose a level or a constitution point when this happy event occurs. The sorcerer spells known. First, 0 is 4 for second. So 5 and 2. 5 and 3. What's that? Sorcerer base attack. Spells per day. This is 5 and 3. Spells known. Okay. Different thing. Spells known. We can know 4 and 2. A character with more than one class that grants a familiar may have only one familiar at a time. Now we go to Wizard. A master of the arcane arts, a wizard is the product of long years of careful research and draws from ancient lore for his power. Spells form the heart and soul of a wizard's abilities, making their choice and casting a paramount complication. Making their choice and casting a paramount complication using them effectively. When a wizard makes solid, intelligent decisions during preparation and combat, no other class can devastate enemies, remain unharmed, and have as profound an effect of the world around them as a wizard. Alignment any, hit die, d4. So, let's get that. Class skills. Wizard's class skills and the key ability for each skill are concentration, constitution, craft, decipher script, knowledge, all skills taken individually, profession, and spellcraft. Skill points at first level 2 plus intelligence modifier times 4. Skill points at each additional level 2 plus intelligence modifier. Class features. All of the following are class features of the wizard. Weapon and armor proficiency. Wizards are proficient with the club, dagger, heavy crossbow, light crossbow, and quarterstaff, but not with any type of armor or shield. Armor of any type interferes with a wizard's movements, which can cause his spells with somatic components to fail. Spells. A wizard casts arcane spells, which are drawn from the sorcerer wizard spell list. A wizard must choose and prepare his spells ahead of time. To learn, prepare, or cast a spell, a wizard must have an intelligence score equal to at least 10 plus the spell level. The difficulty class for a saving throw against a wizard spell is 10 plus the spell level plus the wizard's intelligence modifier. Like other spellcasters, a wizard can cast only a certain number of spells of each spell level per day. His base ability spell allotment is given on table of the wizard. In addition, he receives bonus spells per day if he has a high intelligence score. Unlike a bard or sorcerer, a wizard may know any number of spells. He must choose and prepare his spells ahead of time by getting a good night's sleep and spending 1 hour studying his spell book. While studying, the wizard decides which spells to prepare. Bonus languages. A wizard may substitute Draconic for one of the bonus languages available to the character of his race. think that was okay. Hmm. Familiar. All right. A wizard can obtain a familiar in exactly the same manner as a sorcerer can. Well, there we go. See the sorcerer description and the information on familiars below for detail. Scribe Scroll. At first level, a wizard gains Scribe Scroll as a bonus feat. Bonus feats. At 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th level, a wizard gains a bonus feat. At each such opportunity, he can choose a meta magic feat, an item creation feat, or spell mastery. The wizard must still meet all prerequisites for a bonus feat, including caster level minimums. These bonus feats are in addition to the feat that a character of any class gets from advancing levels. The wizard is not limited to the categories of item creation feats, meta magic feats, or spell mastery when choosing these feats. Spellbooks. A wizard must study his spellbook each day to prepare his spells. He cannot prepare any spell not recorded in his spellbook except for read magic, which a wizard can prepare from memory. The wizard begins play with a spellbook containing all 0-level wizard spells, except those from his prohibited school or schools. If any, see school specialization below, plus 3 first-level spells of your choice. For each point of intelligence bonus the wizard has, the spellbook holds 1 additional first-level spell of your choice. At each new wizard level, he gains 2 new spells of any spell levels that he can cast based on his new wizard level for his spellbook. At any time, a wizard can also add spells found in other wizards' spellbooks to his own. The wizards get familiars and familiars. Druids and rangers get compendiums. Yeah, Archimedes is a wizard familiar for sure. One word to be Merlin were to be a part wizard, part druid, that would make sense. Yeah, you got level 20 as a so druid and then level 20 as a wizard. Specialization. A school is one of 8 groupings of spells, each defined by a common theme. If desired, a wizard may specialize in one school of magic. Specialization allows a wizard to cast extra spells from his chosen school, but he never learns to cast spells from some other schools. A specialist wizard can prepare 1 additional spell of his specialty school per spell level each day. He also gains a +2 bonus on spellcraft checks to learn the spells of his chosen school. Yes, the character's got to get up and do an hour's meditation where he prepares the spells and talk to him about which spells you're preparing. It'd be cool to have little index cards with us, sticky notes or something. The wizard must choose whether to specialize, and if he does so, choose his specialty at first level. At this time, he must also give up 2 other schools of magic unless he chooses to specialize in divination. See below which become his prohibited schools. It's awfully limiting. A wizard can never give up divination to fulfill this requirement. What? Spells of the prohibited school or schools are not available to the wizard. And he can't even cast such spells from scrolls or fire them from wands. Oh, that's a bit much. He may not change either his specialization or his prohibited schools later. Oh, come on. Why not? The 8 schools of arcane magic are abjuration, conjuration, divination, enchantment, evocation, illusion, necromancy, and transmutation. Spells that do not fall into any of these schools are called universal spells. Abjuration. Spells that protect, block, or banish. An abjuration specialist is called an abjurer. Conjuration. Spells that bring creatures and materials to the caster. A conjuration specialist is called a conjurer. Divination. Spells that reveal information. A divination specialist is called a diviner. Unlike the other specialists, a diviner must give up only 1 other school. Enchantment. Spells that imbue the recipient with some property or grant the caster power over another being. An enchantment specialist is called an enchanter. Power over another being. And so Tim is actually a conjurer. No, he's Tim the enchanter, but he summons fire, so he's Tim the conjurer. Evocation. Yeah, Tim the enchanter is actually Tim the conjurer. Evocation. Spells that manipulate energy or create something from nothing. An evocation specialist is called an evoker. Or the illusion. Spells that alter perception or create false images. An illusion specialist is called an illusionist. Bards have that power, I think. Necromancy. Spells that manipulate, create, or destroy life or life force. A necromancy specialist is called a necromancer. This is Rand's mutation, but I detect there's a missing capital T here. There's a definite problem. There's a definite typo. That is absolutely a typo. Transmutation. That is absolutely a terrible, terrible typo. spells that transform the recipient physically or change its properties in a more subtle way. A transmutation specialist is called a transmuter. Universal, not a school, but a category for spells that all wizards can learn. The wizard cannot select universal as a specialty school or as a prohibited school. Only a limited number of spells fall into this category. The wizard first level, base attack bonus +0, say +0, because they're special summon familiar scribe scroll. Then at 5th level bonus feat, at 9th, no, hang on, that's, 5th level bonus feat, 10th level bonus feat, 15th level bonus feat, and 20th level bonus feat. Spells per day, first level is 3, 0, and 1 first, and then at the bottom it's all 4s. Tim the Evoker. Yeah, spells to manipulate energy or create something from nothing. What's up, Tim the Evoker? He evokes the fire without flint or tinder. Although he said it was summoning it. Conjuration. But yeah, evocation, but not enchantment, I don't think. Tim the Enchanter is not an enchanter. He's an evoker. Familiars. Familiars. A familiar is a normal animal that gains new powers and becomes a magical beast when summoned to serve by a sorcerer or wizard. It retains the appearance, hit dice, base attack bonus, base save bonuses, skills, and feats of the normal animal it once was, but it is treated as a magical beast instead of an animal for the purpose of any effect that depends on its type. Only a normal, unmodified animal may become a familiar, and animal companion cannot also function as a familiar. I wonder why not. Damn. A familiar also grants special abilities to its master, a sorcerer or wizard, as given on the table below. An animal companion can also become a familiar. Does that mean you get 2? Multi-class? One would think an animal companion would make a great fit. A familiar also grants special abilities to its master, a sorcerer or wizard, as given on the table below. These special abilities apply only when the master and familiar are within 1 mile of each other. Levels of different classes that are entitled to familiars stack for the purpose of determining any familiar abilities that depend on the master's level. Familiar basics use the basic statistics for a creature of the familiar's kind, but make the following changes. Hit dice. For the purpose of effects related to the number of hit dice, use the master's character level or the familiar's normal HD total, whichever is higher. Hit points. The familiar has 1/2 the master's total hit points, not including temporary hit points, rounded down regardless of its actual hit dice. 1/2 familiar's 1/2 the master's total hit points, regardless of the animal's hit dice. Attacks. Use the master's base attack bonus as calculated from all his classes. Use the familiar's dexterity or strength modifier, whichever is greater, to get the familiar's melee attack bonus with natural weapons. Damage equals that of a normal creature of the familiar's kind. Saving throws. For each saving throw, use either the familiar's base save bonus, fortitude +2, reflex +2, will +0, or the master's as calculated from all his classes, whichever is better. The familiar uses its own ability modifiers to saves, and it doesn't share any of the other bonuses that the master might have on saves. Which is better? Saves. Okay, so skills. For each skill in which either the master or the familiar has ranks, use either the normal skill ranks for an animal of that type or a master's skill ranks, whichever are better. In either case, the familiar uses its own ability modifiers. Regardless of a familiar's total skill modifiers, some skills may remain beyond the familiar's ability to use. Familiar ability descriptions. All familiars have special abilities or impart abilities to their masters depending on the master's combined level in classes that grant familiars, as shown on the table below. The abilities given on the table are cumulative. Natural armor. Adjustment. The number noted here is an improvement to the familiar's existing natural armor bonus. Intelligence, the familiar's intelligence score. Alertness, X. While the familiar is within arm's reach, the master gains the alertness feat. Improved evasion. So when subjected to an attack that normally allows a reflex saving throw for half damage, a familiar takes no damage if it makes a successful saving throw and half damage even if the saving throw fails. Share spells. At the master's option, he may have any spell, but not any spell-like ability he casts on himself also affect his familiar. The familiar must be within 5 feet at the time of casting to receive the benefit. If the spell or effect has a duration other than instantaneous, it stops affecting the familiar. If it moves farther than 5 feet away, it will not affect the familiar again, even if it returns to the master before the duration expires. Additionally, the master may cast a spell with a target of you on his familiar, such as a touch range spell, instead of on himself. A master and his familiar can share spells, even if the spells normally do not affect creatures of the familiar's type, magical beast. Empathic link. The master has an empathic link with his familiar out to a distance of up to 1 mile. The master cannot see through the familiar's eyes, but they can communicate empathically. Because of the limited nature of the link, only general emotional content can be communicated. Because of this empathic link, the master has the same connection to an item or place that its familiar does. Table familiar. Bat, cat, hawk, lizard, owl, rat, skaven, snake, toad, weasel, raven. A raven familiar can speak one language of its master's choice as a supernatural ability. Cool. Tiny. The familiar is a bat. The special bonus is the master gains +3 bonus on listen checks. Cat, move silently checks. Hawk, spot checks and bright light. Lizard, +3 bonus on climb checks. Owl, spot checks and shadows. Rat, bonus on fortitude saves. Raven, bonus on praise checks. Snake, toad, master gains +3 hit points. Weasel, master gains bonus on Raven, +3 bonus on praise checks. Spot checks and shadows. Interesting. Master class level for second, special alertness, improved evasion, share spells, empathic link. Third to fourth, deliver touch spells. 5th to 6th, speak with master. 7th through 8th, speak with animals of its kind. 11th to 12th, spell resistance. 13th, 14th, scry unfamiliar. Deliver touch. If the master is 3rd level or higher, familiar can deliver touch spells for him. If the master and the familiar are in contact at the time the master casts a touch spell, he can designate the familiar as the toucher. The familiar can then deliver the touch spell, just as the master could. As usual, if the master casts another spell before the touch is delivered, the touch spell dissipates. And he has to prepare his spells ahead of time. Speak with master. X. If the master is 5th level or higher, familiar and the master can communicate verbally as if they were using a common language. Other creatures do not understand the communication without magical help. Speak with animals of its kind. X. If the master is a 7th level or higher, familiar can communicate with animals of approximately the same kind of itself, including dire varieties. Bats with bats, rats with rodents, cats with felines, hawks and owls, and ravens with birds, lizards and snakes with reptiles, toads with amphibians, weasels with similar creatures, weasels, minks, polecats, ermines, skunks, wolverines, and badgers. Such communication is limited by the intelligence of the conversing creatures. Spell resistance. Next, if the master is 11th level or higher, a familiar gains spell resistance equal to the master's level +5. To affect the familiar with a spell, another spellcaster must get a result on a caster level check. 1d20 plus caster level that equals or exceeds the familiar's spell resistance. Okay, so yeah, but if the familiar has spell resistance, then you must get a 1d20 plus caster level check that exceeds the familiar's spell resistance. Scry unfamiliar. If the master is 13th level or higher, he may scry on his familiar as if casting a scrying spell once per day. Scry on the familiar? What does that mean? Arcane spells and armor. Wizards and sorcerers do not know how to wear armor effectively. If desired, they can wear armor anyway, though they will be clumsy in it, or they can gain training in the proper use of armor with the various armor proficiency feats, light, medium, and heavy, and the shield proficiency feat. Or They can multi-class to add a class that grants them armor proficiency. Even if a wizard or sorcerer is wearing armor with which he or she is proficient, however, it might still interfere with spell casting. Armor restricts the complicated gestures that a wizard or sorcerer must make while casting any spell that has a somatic component. Most do. The armor and shield descriptions list the arcane spell failure chance for different armors and shields. By contrast, bards not only know how to wear light armor effectively, but they can also ignore the arcane spell failure chance for such armor. A bard wearing armor heavier than light or using any type of shield incurs the normal arcane spell failure chance, even if he becomes proficient with that armor. Cool. If a spell doesn't have a somatic component, an arcane spellcaster can cast it with no problem while wearing armor. Such spells can also be cast even if the caster's hands are bound or if he or she is grappling, although concentration checks still apply normally. Also, the metamagic feat still spell allows a spellcaster to prepare and cast a spell at one spell level higher than normal without the somatic component. This also provides a way to cast a spell while wearing armor without risking arcane spell failure. Multi-class characters. A character may add new classes as he or she progresses in levels, thereby becoming a multi-class character. The class abilities from all of the characters' classes combine to determine a multi-class character's overall abilities. Adding a second class. When a character with one class gains a level, he or she may choose to increase the level of his or her current class or pick up a new class at first level. The character gains the first level base bonuses, class skills of the class features of the new class, hit points of the appropriate die type, and the new class's number of skill points gained at each additional level. Note that number times 4, as is the case for a first level character. Picking up a new class is not exactly the same as starting a character in that class. Some of the benefits for a first level character represent the advantage of training while the character was young and fresh, with lots of time to practice. When picking up a new class, a hero does not receive maximum hit points, but should instead roll the new hit die. Class and level features. As a general rule, the abilities of a multi-class character are the sum of the abilities provided by each of the character's classes. Level. At character level is a character's total number of levels. It is used to determine when feats and ability score increases are gained. As per the previous table, experience and level-dependent benefits. Class level is the character's level in a particular class, or a character whose levels are all in the same class. Character level and class level are the same. Really like the Skyrim system. Honestly, they were like a Skyrim, skill tree thing. Sneak around at night and you can become that rogue. Hit points. A hero gains hit points from each class as his or her level increases, adding the new hit points to the previous total. For example, Wraith began as a wizard and attained 4th level. He then added levels of fighter at his next 2 level advancements. As a 4th level wizard, 2nd level fighter, his total hit points are 4 plus 1d4 plus 1d4 plus 1d4 plus 1d10 plus 1d10. His constitution modifier of +1 applies to each hit point die roll, and he received maximum hit points at first level. 4 plus 1 equals 5 HP. Base. Base attack bonus. Add the base attack bonuses for each class to get the hero's base attack bonus. A resulting value of +6 or higher provides the hero with multiple attacks. For instance, a 6th level rogue 2nd level fighter has a base attack bonus of +6, +4 for the rogue levels, and +2 for the fighter levels. A base attack bonus of +6 allows a second attack with a bonus of +1, even though neither the +4 from the rogue levels nor +2 from the fighter levels normally allows an additional attack. Base attack bonus of +6, additional attacks at +1. Okay, and it goes on down to +20 and +15, +10, +5. Use multiple attacks in the same round. You must use a full attack, which is a full round action. These are explained fully in the combat chapter. Saving throws. Add the base save bonuses for each class together. A 3rd level fighter, 3rd level rogue gets a +4 on fortitude saving throws, +3 for the fighter levels, and +1 for the rogue levels. +4 on reflex saving throws, +1 and +3, and +2 on will saving throws, +1 and +1. Fortitude, +4 on reflex, and +2 on will. So if you had stuck to being a fighter instead of also becoming a rogue, you would be level 6 fighter or level 6 rogue if you started as a rogue. Skills. A multi-class character uses his character level to determine the maximum ranks you can have in a skill. If a skill is a class skill for any of a multi-class character's classes, then use character level to determine a skill's maximum rank. The maximum rank of a class skill is 3 plus character level. Class features. The character gets all class features, spellcasting, bonus feature, other special abilities of all classes for the levels he possesses. That's all the class features. Feats. A multi-class character receives a new feat every 3 character levels, regardless of individual class level. See the experience and level dependent benefits table. Taking 1 level in a new class does not entitle a character to receive the 2 feats that a beginning first level character gets. For example, a first level fighter who gains 1000 XP and then takes 1 level of Bard becomes a 2nd level character, and at that level does not get a new feat. When he attains his next new level and increases his character level to 3rd, regardless of what class he takes the character level in, he receives a new feat, just as all 3rd level characters do. Ability increases. A multi-class character increases 1 ability score by +1 every 4 character levels, regardless of individual class level. See the experience and level dependent benefits table. Advancing a level. Each time a multi-class character attains a new level, he either increases one of his current class levels by 1 or picks up a new class at first level. Whereas in Skyrim, you just build up on your skills. When a multi-class character increases one of his class levels by 1, he gets all the standard benefits that characters receive for attaining a new level in that class. More hit points, possible bonuses on attack rolls and saving throws, depending on the class and the level. A new class feature is defined by the class and new skill points. Skill points are spent according to the class that the multi-class character just advanced in. See the individual class descriptions for skill points per level. See, that's a lot more limiting than Skyrim. Skills purchased are purchased at the cost appropriate for the class level that gives them to the character. That's the end of that. Epic characters. Advancement beyond 20th level. Regardless of the method used to attain 21st level, once a character reaches that point, he or she is considered an epic character. Epic characters, those characters whose character level is 21st or higher, are handled slightly differently than non-epic characters. I think that's where you'd want to start multi-classing instead of being like a first level this and a second level that. You get to level 20 as a druid and then multi-class as a bard or something. Ranger. You already have a whole bunch of the stuff for Ranger. But yeah, druid, 20th level druid and then become a bard. Or then a ranger, a wizard. Become if you see. The druid who ceases to revere nature changes to a prohibited alignment or teaches the druidic language to a non-druid. Uses all spells and druid abilities, but not including weapon, armor, and shield proficiency. You gotta see the atonement spell. But yeah, if the druid is like, oh, I'm so tired of being outside, I'm gonna go live and become a wizard at level 20, you know. Once a character reaches the point, he or she is considered an epic character. Epic characters, those characters whose character level is 21st or higher, are handled slightly differently than non-epic character. While they continue to gain most of the customary benefits of gaining levels, some benefits are replaced by alternative gains. Despite the 20 level limit indicated in the class descriptions, a class can be advanced beyond 20th level by using these rules. A 10 level prestige class beyond can also be advanced beyond 10th level, but only if the character level of the advancing character is already 20th or higher. A class with fewer than 10 levels cannot be advanced beyond the maximum described for that class, regardless of the character level of the advancing character. Epic save bonuses. A character's base save bonus does not increase after his character level reaches 20th. However, he does receive a cumulative +1 epic bonus on all saving throws every even-numbered level after 20th, as shown on table epic save and epic attack bonuses. Okay. Epic attack bonus. A character's base attack bonus does not increase after his character level reaches 20th. However, he does receive a cumulative +1 epic bonus on all attack rolls every odd-numbered level after 20th, as shown on the table epic save and epic attack bonuses. Only base attack is used to calculate iterative attacks. In addition, a base attack bonus never grants a creature more than 4 attacks with any given weapon using the full attack option, though special abilities and class features may provide additional attacks. But, base attack bonus is not where that could come from. Class skill and cross-class skill max ranks. The maximum number of skill ranks a character can have in a class skill is equal to his or her character level plus 3. For cross-class skills, the maximum ranks are 1/2 the maximum for a class skill. This is unchanged from the rules for normal character level progression. Half the maximum for a class. Feats. Characters continue to gain feats based on character level as normal. Note that these feats are in addition to any bonus feats granted in the class. Ability increases. Characters continue to gain ability score increases based on character level as normal. Table 2:17. Epic and epic attack bonuses. Epic save. Character level 21st. Epic save bonus plus 0. Epic base attack bonus plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 1. Plus 2. Plus 2. Plus 2. Plus 2. Plus 3. Plus 3. Plus 3. Plus 4. Plus 4. Plus 5. Plus 5. From 21st to 30th level. For multi-class characters, feats and ability increases are gained according to overall character level, not class level. Epic class features. Many, but not all, class features continue to accumulate after 20th level. The following guidelines describe how the epic class progressions work. Class-related base save bonuses and base attack bonuses don't increase after 20th level. Thus, these class tables have no columns for base save bonuses or base attack bonuses. Instead, the table epic save and epic attack bonuses to determine the character's epic bonuses on saving throws and attacks. Here's the table. A character continues to gain hit, dice, and skill points as normal beyond 20th level. Generally speaking, any class feature that uses the character's class level as part of a mathematical formula continues to increase the character's class level in the formula. Any prestige class feature that calculates a save DC using the class level should add only half the character's class levels above 10th. Prestige class. For spellcasters, caster level continues to increase after 20th level. However, character spells per day don't increase after 20th level. The powers of familiars, special mounts, and fiendish servants continue to increase as their masters gain levels if they're based on a formula that includes the caster level. Yay path. Any class features that increase or accumulate as part of a repeated pattern also continue to increase or accumulate after 20th level at the same rate. An exception to this rule is any bonus feat progression granted as a class feature. If a character gets bonus feats as part of a class feature, these do not increase with epic levels. Instead, these classes get a new bonus feat progression described in each class summary below. In addition to the class features retained from lower levels, each class gains a bonus feat every 2, 3, 4, or 5 levels after 20. This benefit augments each class's progression of class features, because not all classes otherwise improve class features after 20th level. These bonus feats are in addition to the feats that every character gets from level advancement. A character doesn't gain any new class features beyond 20th level. Class features with a progression that slows or stops before 20th level, and features that have a limited list of options do not improve as a character attains epic level. Likewise, class features that are granted only at a single level do not improve. Epic characters qualify for epic feats, a special category of feats listed in the feats chapter. Only characters beyond 20th level that meet all the listed prerequisites for an epic feat may select one, and only when they qualify to take a new feat every third character level, or when granted a bonus feat, as listed in their epic class description. Adding a second class. When an epic character with levels in only one class attains a new level, she may choose to increase the level of her current class or pick up a new class at first level. The standard rules for multiclassing still apply, but epic characters must keep in mind the rules for epic advancement. An epic character gains the class skills, weapon proficiency, armor proficiency, spells, and other class features of the new class, as well as hit die of the appropriate size. In addition, the character gets the usual skill points from the new class. An epic character does not gain the base attack bonuses and base save bonuses normally gained when adding a second class. Instead, the character uses the epic attack bonus and epic save bonus progression shown on table. Epic save and epic attack bonus. Then, multi-class. Not at level 20 then, but right before it, level 19. It's level 10. Epic Barbarian, hit die d12. Skill points at each additional level, 4 plus intelligence modifier. Barbarian Rage. The Epic Barbarian gains 1 use of Rage per day every 4 levels higher than 20th. Trap Sense. The Epic Barbarian's bonus increases by +1 every 3 levels higher than 18th. Damage Reduction. The Epic Barbarian's damage reduction increases by 1 point every 3 levels higher than 19th. Bonus feats. The Epic Barbarian gains a bonus feat every 4 levels higher than 20th. Multi-class Barbarian drill. That'd be funny. Epic Bard. Hit die d6. Skill points at each additional level. 6 plus intelligence modifier. Spells. The Bard's caster level is equal to his class level. The Bard's number of spells per day does not increase every 20th level. The Bard does not learn additional spells. Bardic music. The Bard gains no new bardic music effects from his performance. Bardic knowledge. Add the Bard's class level plus intelligence modifier to all bardic knowledge checks as normal. Bonus feats. The Epic Bard gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than 20th. Inspire courage. So the Epic Bard's bonus equals +1 every 6 levels higher than 20th. Epic Cleric. Hit die d8. Skill points at each additional level, 2 plus intelligence modifier. Spells. The Cleric's caster level is equal to his class level. The cleric's number of spells per day does not increase after 20th level. Turn or rebuke undead. Use the cleric's class level to determine the most powerful undead affected by a turn or rebuke check, and the turning damage, just as normal. Bonus feats. The Epic Cleric gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than 20. Epic Druid. Hit die d8. Skill points at each additional level. 4 plus intelligence modifier. Spells. The Druid's caster level is equal to her class level. The Druid's number of spells per day does not increase after 20th level. Animal Companion. The Epic Druid's Animal Companion continues to increase in power. Every 3 levels higher than 20th, the Animal Companion gains 2 bonus hit dice, plus 1 strength and dexterity, and an additional trick. Wild Shape. The Druid can use this ability to take the form of an animal 1 additional time per day, every 4 levels higher than 18th. The Druid's ability to wild shape into an elemental does not improve. Bonus feats. The Epic Druid gains a bonus feat every 4 levels higher than 20th. Epic Fighter. Hit die d10. Skill points at each additional level. 2 plus intelligence modifier. Bonus feats. The Epic Fighter gains a bonus feat every 2 levels higher than 20th, 22nd, 24th, 26th, and so on. Epic Monk. Hit die d8. Skill points at each additional level. 4 plus intelligence modifier. AC bonus. A monk's bonus to armor class when unarmored increases by +1 every 5 levels higher than 20. Unarmed strike. Damage for a monk's unarmed strike does not increase after 16th level. Stunning Fist. If the monk has the Stunning Fist feat, use the monk's class level when determining the DC to resist this attack, as normal. Unarmored speed bonus. The Epic Monk's speed when wearing no armor increases by 10 feet every 3 levels higher than 18th. Key Strikers. The monk's Key Strike ability does not automatically increase with class level after 20th level. Wholeness of Bodies. The Epic Monk can cure up to twice her class level in hit points each day as normal. Abundant Step. Use the monk's class level when determining the effective caster level of this ability as normal. Diamond Soul. X. The Epic Monk's spell resistance is equal to her class level plus 10 as normal. Quivering Palm. Use the monk's class level when determining the DC to resist this attack as normal. Empty Body. Pardon me. Pardon more. Empty Body. Use the monk's class level when determining the duration of this effect as normal. Bonus feats. The gains a bonus feat every level higher than 20. Epic Paladin. Hit die d10. Skill points at each additional level. 2 plus intelligence modifier. Lay on Hands. For each day, the Epic Paladin can carry a total number of hit points equal to her charisma bonus, if any, times her class level as normal. Smite Evil. The Epic Paladin adds her class level to damage with any Smite Evil attack as normal. She can smite 1 additional time per day for every 5 levels higher than 20. Turn undead. The paladin turns undead as a cleric of 2 levels lower. Is normal. Spells. Paladin's caster level is equal to 1/2 her class level as normal. The paladin's number of spells per day does not increase after 20th level. Special mount. The epic paladin's special mount continues to increase in power. Every 5 levels higher than 20th, the special mount gains a +2 bonus hit dice. Its natural armor increases by +2. Its strength adjustment increases by +1, and its intelligence increases by +1. The mount's spell resistance equals the paladin's class level +5. Remove disease. The epic paladin can use remove disease 1 additional time per week for every 3 levels higher than 18th. Probably not easy to advance in level once you get that high. Bonus feats. The epic paladin gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than 20. Epic range. Hit die d8. Skill points at each additional level. 6 plus intelligence modifier. Spells. The ranger's caster level is equal to 1/2 his class level as normal. The ranger's number of spells per day does not increase after 20th level. Favorite enemy. X. The epic ranger gains 1 additional favorite enemy in his bonuses against one category. The favorite enemies go up by +2 every 5 levels higher than 20. Animal companion. The epic ranger's animal companion continues to increase in power. The ranger's effective druid level is half his ranger level. Bonus feats. The epic ranger gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than Back on. Where was I? Epic Ranger. Favored enemy, animal companion. Ranger 3 usual level is half its ranger level. Bonus feats. The Epic Ranger gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than 20th. Epic Rogue. Hit die d6. Skill points at each additional level 8 plus intelligence modifier. Sneak attack. The Epic Rogue's sneak attack damage increases by plus 1 d6 at every odd numbered level, plus 11 d6 at 21st, plus 12 d6 at 23rd, and so on. Special abilities. The rogue does not gain additional rogue special abilities after 19th level, but can choose a rogue special ability: crippling strike, defensive roll, improved evasion, opportunist, skill mastery, and slippery mind, instead of a bonus feat. Right. Bonus feats. The Epic Rogue gains a bonus feat every 4 levels higher than 20th. Epic Sorcerer. Hit die d4. Skill points at each additional level. 2 plus intelligence modifier. Spells. The sorcerer's caster level is equal to his class level. The sorcerer's number of spells per day does not increase after 20th level. The sorcerer does not learn additional spells. Familiar. The Epic Sorcerer's Familiar continues to increase in power. Every 2 levels higher than 20th, the Familiar's natural armor bonus and intelligence each increase by plus 1. The Familiar's spell resistance is equal to the Master's level plus 5. At 21st level, and again every 10 levels higher than 21st, the Familiar gains the benefit of the Familiar spell. Epic feat for a spell of its Master's choice. Bonus feats. The Epic Sorcerer gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than 20. Epic Wizard. Hit die d4. Skill points at each additional level. 2 plus intelligence modifier. Spells. The wizard's caster level is equal to his class level. The wizard's number of spells per day does not increase after 20th level. Each time the wizard attains a new level, he learns 2 new spells of any level or levels that he can cast according to his new level. Okay, so the wizard does gain new spells. Familiar. The Epic Wizard's Familiar continues to increase in power. Every 2 levels higher than 20, the Familiar's natural armor bonus and intelligence each increase by plus 1. The Familiar's spell resistance is equal to the Master's level plus 5. At 21st level, and again every 10 levels higher than 21st, the Familiar gains the benefit of the Familiar spell Epic Feat for a spell of its Master's choice. Bonus feats. The Epic Wizard gains a bonus feat every 3 levels higher than 20. Monsters as epic characters. These epic rules work for monsters with character levels, using the creature's effective character level instead of just its class levels. Using creatures' effective character level instead of just its class. And here we are at skills in the d20 game. Let's call it for now.